whether you like it or not.
Hey guys, we are live. We'll see how this stream goes.
We're not sure about our internet connection at the moment.
So we'll see what happens.
Because it's not ours.
Anyway, where have we been?
Where haven't we been?
Yeah, that's a question. So back in
where does the story
back in
start?
August of last year, we were preparing for a month, 3 weeks of events running through September and October. When these events were done at the same time,
we dropped a son off to college, Temple University. Go Owls!
Stop. We're here.
Sorry.
We dropped her son off to school. We moved my daughter out of the house, and the lease was up on the house we were in Wayne, Pennsylvania. And the end goal was to move to southern Florida. So we had to sell the contents of most of our house because we were downsizing.
And I'm the one who keeps stuff, so it was mostly me.
So beginning in August, it basically was 12 to 14-hour days until the Saturday after Thanksgiving, because on Thanksgiving Day we jumped in the car and drove to Florida. It took us about a day and a half to get down here. Oh. Literally woke up Saturday morning.
Tell them where we are.
All right, so we are in Orlando, Florida right now. We are staying at a resort here. We are temporarily hanging out in the Orlando area to help my parents out for a couple months. We also had to travel during that time after moving. We had
almost immediately.
We had a trip to Houston. We had a trip to St. Louis.
Then Christmas.
And then New Year's. And then we have an event coming up here in Orlando. So instead of moving all the way to Fort Lauderdale and looking for a property, which we had no time to do back in November or October, we decided we'll just park in Orlando for a couple months and
so here we are.
Let things cool down.
Are we cooled down?
We're cooled down. So we went to, where did we start off? We started off in September.
I mean, we're okay.
We did an event in. Where was that first event in September?
We did an event. We did the Power Conference to Advance Women in Utilities in Fort Worth, Texas.
Yes.
It was like the third week of September, and it was hot. So I'll say this. It was an amazing conference, as it always is. It was fantastic. The women who were there were incredible. I don't think I've experienced Fort Worth, Texas in September. It was really hot. So
yeah, it was 106 every day.
There was that.
and then we did that event. The event was fantastic.
It was amazing.
We were on our game.
Changed lives.
Yeah. Then
stop playing with my hair.
We flew from Fort Worth, Texas, directly to
Las Vegas,
where we ran an event at Southwest Gas headquarters. Change management event. That was a fantastic event. That was a fantastic event. Then from that event, we flew home for about 5 days, and then we flew back out to Vegas for an industry event called IMAX in our industry. During that time,
IMAX is it's like an international meetings expo. So it's basically an expo for event planners.
It was insane because each one of these trips was
but it was
consumed every ounce of our time.
And energy
from start to finish for even when we came home from the second event in Fort Worth in Las Vegas, we had 5 days at home and we were just tying up loose ends and getting ready for the next event.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, in the midst of all of this, we were planning conferences for 2025. We were trying to figure out where we were going to live, which we still haven't figured out, but that's okay.
That's when I took that off the table. We were so busy. I'm like, what if we pull this off the table? We don't have to find a place to live. We can stay in a hotel for a couple months, but we need to move out of this place.
Right. So Gus is very good at prioritizing the projects.
So tell me what happened in Vegas on the second trip.
Well, we were there, and Gus said, we could get married here, and I was like, yeah. So I had a top. We went on a Sunday. I love Las Vegas. We went on a Sunday to get our marriage license. Hotter than Hades,
It was also 106 degrees.
I was going to say it was sort of just as bad as Fort Worth, but it was Vegas, so it was just like a different heat. On the second or third day of the expo, there was this point between the end of the expo hours and this awesome party that Gus loves.
You love it too.
I do. I absolutely do. I love it because you love it. And we got married. So
and then we went to the party.
And then we went to the party. We're like, this is perfect. We've got a reception practically built in. So yeah, we found the Little White Chapel, which apparently is a place that quite a few people have gotten married at. And including the bartender of the Mexican restaurant at New York.
J-Lo.
Hi, which is where we went. And she said, why don't you do the drive-through at the Little White Wedding Chapel? And we're like, we don't have a car. So then she's like, don't worry about it. Just walk through. We're like, okay. So we spent actually Wednesday, October 9th, looking for an officiant who could just marry us on the trade show floor.
And the trade show organizer.
Yeah, they were totally.
They were totally.
This would be great.
This would be great. Because we asked for permission. We didn't want to take. We throw events for a living. I don't want anybody overshadowing my event, but apparently this would have added to the event. They were super excited about it. That was
our idea too, but we couldn't find an officiant, so that's when. But there were two reasons why we wanted to do it there. First was because it would have been more fun to just be there on the trade show floor and get married. Because how fun is that? But the second was my feet really hurt. That was like a thing for me. Like, we don't have to leave. It would be right here.
We also had a build-in party there too, because the people from Hard Rock who are good friends of ours wanted to throw a party for us, and we got married that afternoon. And,
which they kind of did.
We kind of did later that night. So anyway,
we were exhausted. We got to the Little White Chapel, the Little White Wedding Chapel, and it was like an hour and a half wait. It's not like you can go get your hair cut real fast. You had to like wait. So we did, and it was funny because I will tell you, at one point I'm like, this is cheesy. I can't believe we're doing this. What, are we crazy? And the second that it got like real and the ceremony and the Reverend Bruce Wayne married us. I'm not kidding. And he was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was an incredible. Oh shoot! I went on too long.
We're losing our internet.
Sorry. Anywho.
Give me a thumbs up if you can still hear us.
And where are the thumbs up?
I don't know. Let's see what happens here.
Anyway, if you can still hear us, I'll just keep talking. It was beautiful. It was great. We had a lot of fun. And then we pulled ourselves together to go to the party that started at 10 p.m. At Dre's, which is smack in the middle of the strip, which is fantastic. And the lights and everything, the music was great. And Gus says there were 5,000 people at this party, and we knew about 500 of them. And we just had a grand time. So, we're married now. What?
Yeah.
How do you like that?
I don't know if anybody's hearing us now.
I don't know.
I don't know if you guys hear us.
The clock's still going. So
I know.
If anybody can hear us, please put a thumbs up in the.
I'm trying to see if we're live here on the
chat
or something.
Yeah, you're gonna scope us out, see if we've stopped. It'd be kind of funny if it actually stopped in the middle of our story.
Yeah. We'll tell the story again.
Anyway, we will. We've told it a few times. So, anywho.
Anyway, well, looks like we got something going on here.
I don't know. That looks like the very last scene that we have in front of us. If anybody can hear us, please put it.
No, we can still hear us. So you guys can hear us. Looks like our video is stopped.
Sorry, our video stopped.
We're going to go on a little more. So the wedding happened, and then...
not the most flattering picture of me.
We had to go home. When we got back home...
It's so funny. We had to go home.
We had to immediately start...
We had to start packing.
We had a house full of stuff. And some of the stuff was given to us by Ashley's family and had value. So we had to sell everything in the house. We had worked with an estate sale company for an entire year. And unfortunately, when we came time to choose a date in August, they did not have any dates available. So we couldn't find a date that worked together for them to help us with the sale.
Right. We were planning to do a sale somewhere in November.
Right.
October or November, and it just didn't happen. So we ended up deciding to do it ourselves, which was crazy.
So
but it worked.
That meant we had to price and tag
everything.
We had to donate, price tag, or put a way to ship to Florida every item in our house. In the course, we had to do this in about.
Yeah, we didn't have much time.
Our move out date was November 30th. I don't even know what day we got home. It was after my birthday, or somewhere around there. So.
No, it wasn't quite that late, but still, I mean, we just didn't have that much time. So.
Yeah,
we had been out in Vegas for a week, so by the time we got back, it was. That's how much of a whirlwind we're on. We don't even remember exactly.
And then literally,
happened,
we packed everything up. We had we used the container service pods, and then we turned around and got our one of our cars. We put on a trailer, sent it down to Florida, and we jumped in the car at 5:20 a.m. on Thanksgiving Day.
Woohoo! And it was 34 degrees and raining.
34 degrees and terribly raining.
It was raining
pretty much ugly weather as it gets.
All day. The only true, fortunately, and this was somewhat by design, we drove on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah,
so
less traffic.
And it was less traffic. There would be a lot less traffic, and there was.
But so we had to, I guess Thanksgiving Day was pretty much uneventful other than I visited a Waffle House for the first time. Never been to one.
And Fayetteville, North Carolina.
And they gave me a pan, and they were the sweetest people.
They were the
nicest people there.
Immediately, I was like, wow, people are so nice.
Yeah, so and then,
that
night we stayed.
You've got the crews working on Thanksgiving Day. What do you expect?
We stayed at a hole-in-the-wall hotel in Savannah, Georgia.
But the plus of that hole-in-the-wall motel was that it was right across the parking lot from a Cracker Barrel. And if you are traveling on Thanksgiving Day and you need a place to eat,
Cracker Barrel, McDonald's.
Damn. Yeah, let me tell you, Cracker Barrel, they delivered.
So we had a couple. We had a couple drinks on the road. I was not able. I would not have been able to drive. We get to Cracker Barrel. It was after 8:00 on Thanksgiving,
and it was a 1 hour late.
And it was a 1 hour wait.
I'm like, really?
Oh my god.
Really?
I've had too many drinks to drive someplace else, so we're not going anyplace else.
Yeah, so we had more.
So we had more. Went back to the room, got more, waited an hour on the porch. Had an amazing Thanksgiving dinner.
Crazy.
It was so good.
Crazy good dinner.
It was so good.
I mean, yeah, the turkey was tender. The gravy was perfect. The stuffing was awesome. I think there was cornbread there as well.
Yep.
Ruh-roh.
All right.
Can we pull ourselves back on or no?